From a mosquito-infested fishing village in 1965 to the fifth richest nation on earth in 2025, Singapore's ascent is the greatest economic turnaround in modern history. Today its GDP per capita stands at $88,447, higher than the United States, Switzerland, or oil-soaked Norway. This is not a fairy tale. It is a blueprint built on four unbreakable pillars: open trade, foreign capital, elite education, and a government that refuses to coddle its citizens. Start with the raw numbers. In 1965, Singapore had 1.9 million people crammed into 278 square miles of swamp and sand. No oil, no minerals, no farmland worth mentioning. Unemployment hovered above 10%. The average citizen earned $516 a year, less than Haiti at the time. Lee Kuan Yew, the 35-year-old prime minister who had just been kicked out of Malaysia, looked at the harbor full of wooden sampans and declared, "We have nothing but our people. If we do not educate them and discipline them, we are finished." Pillar 1, Trade without apology. The day Singapore became independent, Lee abolished every tariff that mattered. The port became a free trade zone overnight. Ships paid no duties, goods flowed in and out like water through a sieve. By 1970, Singapore handled more cargo than the entire nation of India. Today it signs free trade agreements faster than most countries print money, 31 packs and counting, including the CPTPP, and deals with the European Union, the United Kingdom, and the United States itself. The result? Singapore ranks number 1 in the World Bank's Ease of Doing Business Index for 15 straight years. A company can register in one afternoon, pay 17% corporate tax, and ship anywhere on the planet in under 48 hours. Pillar 2, Seduce foreign capital. Lee understood that a tiny island with no domestic market had to become the Switzerland of Asia. He offered tax holidays, ironclad property rights, and a corruption score that would embarrass most Western democracies. In 1968, Exxon built its first Asian refinery on Jurong Island. Pfizer, Merck, and Glaxo followed. By the 1980s, Silicon Valley giants were planning regional headquarters in One North. Apple now employs 12,000 Singaporeans and runs its Asia-Pacific supply chain from the city-state. Google's Asian data centers hum 24/7 on the island's fiber backbone. The formula is simple: low taxes plus zero tolerance for bribes equals an investor magnet. Transparency International ranks Singapore 4th least corrupt on earth. The United States sits at 27th. Pillar 3, Education as a national religion. Singapore spends 3% of GDP on schooling, less per student than America, yet crushes every international metric. In the 2022 PISA tests, 15-year-old Singaporeans scored first in mathematics, first in science, and first in reading. How? The system is ruthless about merit. Teachers are recruited from the top third of each graduating class, paid like engineers, and fired if they fail. Streaming begins at age 12, the brightest go to express tracks, the rest get vocational paths that still lead to six-figure welding or nursing salaries. English is the language of instruction from day one because Lee knew the world speaks dollars, not dialects. By age 18 every citizen is bilingual, STEM literate, and ready to code, weld, or manage a refinery. Pillar 4, a welfare state that forces saving instead of spending. The Central Provident Fund, or CPF, is the most elegant social contract ever designed. Employers and employees together salt away 37% of every paycheck into personal accounts. The money funds housing, healthcare, and retirement. Result: 91% of Singaporeans own their homes, the highest rate on the planet. No American-style student debt crisis exists because university is subsidized by merit, not lottery. A top engineering student pays $2,000 a year, a mediocre one pays more or chooses Polytechnic. The government does not bail out failures, it rewards excellence. Let the numbers speak again. In 1980, Singapore's GDP per capita hit $4,900, still behind Mexico. By 2000 it reached $23,600, leapfrogging Spain and Italy. In 2020 it crossed 60,000. This year the IMF clocks it at 88,447, edging out America's 85,373. Purchasing power parity tells the same story. Singaporeans enjoy a standard of living that would require $120,000 in New York or San Francisco. Contrast that with the United States. America spends $18,000 per public school student and ranks 31st in math. Federal debt per citizen exceeds $100,000. Homeownership for under 30s has fallen to 38%. Student debt totals $1.7 trillion, more than all credit card balances combined. Singapore solved these problems before most Americans noticed they existed. The education gap is glaring. A Singaporean high school graduate can debug Python, read a balance sheet, and speak Mandarin to suppliers in Shenzhen. The average American graduate cannot locate Singapore on a map. Lee's system streams students by ability, not zip code. Teachers earn $90,000 starting salary and rise to $200,000 with performance bonuses. Principals are headhunted globally. Compare the two American districts where seniority trumps skill and unions shield mediocrity. Corruption is the silent killer of growth. In Singapore, a minister caught with a $10 bribe resigns the same day. In America, lobbyists write tax code in exchange for campaign cash. Singapore's leaders live in modest apartments. American congressmen retire as multimillionaires. The island's Independent Corrupt Practices Investigation Bureau answers to no one but the Prime Minister and jails its own when necessary. The message is clear: steal from the public and lose everything. Housing policy is the masterstroke. Land is scarce, so the government owns 80% of it and leases 99-year plots through the Housing Development Board. Young couples buy subsidized flats with CPF savings, paying mortgages from their mandatory accounts. Prices are capped by formula, speculation is taxed into oblivion, and flipping is banned for 5 years. Result: a family earning $60,000 a year owns a 3-bedroom condo 10 minutes from downtown. In San Francisco, the same family rents a studio for $3,000 a month. Healthcare follows the same logic. Medisave accounts within CPF cover hospital bills. Routine care is cheap, catastrophic insurance is mandatory. Life expectancy is 85 years, 2 years longer than America, with half the per capita spending. No one goes bankrupt from medical bills because no one borrows for them. Crime is a footnote. Singapore executes drug traffickers, canes vandals, and jails litterers. The murder rate is 0.2 per 100,000, 1/10 of America's. Safe streets mean businesses invest without fear. Tourists spend without looking over their shoulders. The social contract is brutal but fair. Obey the rules and prosper, break them and pay. What can America learn? First, slash red tape. Starting a business in Singapore takes half a day. In California, it takes weeks and thousands in fees. Second, tie welfare to work and saving. Replace food stamps with forced retirement accounts. Third, fix education by paying teachers like CEOs and firing the bottom 5% every year. Fourth, copy the housing model. Government land banks, subsidized first-time buyers, heavy taxes on empty units and foreign speculators. Singapore is not perfect. Political opposition is neutered, chewing gum is banned, and dissenters sometimes feel the whip, literally. But the trade-off is prosperity without excuses. Lee Kuan Yew once said, "I am often accused of interfering in the private lives of citizens. Yes, if I did not, had I not done that, we wouldn't be here today." Americans who prize liberty above all may balk. Yet when $88,000 per capita stares back from the data, the question is no longer theoretical. The final statistic: in 1965 Singapore's total GDP was $1 billion. Today it is $500 billion, 500 times larger in 60 years. Population grew only threefold. The rest is productivity, discipline, and openness. America built the 20th century on the same ingredients. Singapore simply refused to forget them in the 21st. The choice is ours. We can keep printing money, accepting failure, and arguing about pronouns in algebra class. Or we can watch a swamp transform into a forest of skyscrapers and ask ourselves the only question that matters: if they could do it with nothing, what's our excuse? Leave your opinion in the comments, like this video if you found it helpful, and subscribe for more analysis. Turn on notifications so you don't miss our next video. Peace.